back to this series where I travel to the end of every metro line in Shanghai so that you don't have to. Today we're going from west to east, from airport to airport. This is line 2 and this is the end of the line. Did you ever look at a map and wonder, where are these places? What's out there? Well, maybe it's just me, but I decided it's time to find out. I'm travelling to the end of every metro line in Shanghai in search of the interesting, the extraordinary and the unusual. So let's go to the end of the line. Just jumped on at Hongqiao railway station where I caught line 10 up from my place. We've got one stop to East Xujing, the end of line 2, so let's go check it out. We start in the west at East Xujing, passing Hongqiao railway station and airport, before heading under the city centre past Jing'an Temple and People's Square, heading under the Huangpu to Pudong, before changing at Guanglan Road and heading all the way out to Pudong Airport in the far east. So here we are, we've made it to East Xujing, the western terminus of line 2. As you can see behind, it's a bit of a wasteland, lots of construction going on, a few tower blocks in the distance, but it's not all bad. We have the rather enormous National Exhibition and Convention Centre. This large hall behind me is one of just 8 halls in the convention centre, and 3 of which have 2 stories. So there's a monstrous amount of exhibition space here. I've been here for the Auto Shanghai, for example, and all the halls were completely packed. Now, being in the exhibition design game, I have been inside on a number of occasions, and inside it looks a little bit like this. Now, as much as I'd love to be able to get a few great drone shots of this huge place, we are in close proximity to the nearby Hongqiao Airport, and I'm a responsible drone pilot, so the drone is staying in the backpack. So it's time now to leave the convention centre behind us and head east on line 2. Let's go. So you might very well ask yourself, why am I going from west to east instead of the conventionally accepted east to west? And that's a very good question. And it leads to another very good question. How do I decide which direction to travel on these journeys? There's 2 main factors at play. There's two main factors to choose from. Firstly, have I been to one of the ends before? If I have, I'll normally try and go to the end that I haven't been to before. Secondly, which end do I think is going to be more interesting? I'll do a little bit of research and try and go to what looks like more interesting end at the end. Did that make sense? Not really. So yes, line 2 is one of the busiest in Shanghai, going directly underneath the city centre from east to west, connecting a lot of lines, so as we just saw, it's packed. This is the famous Jing'an Temple, which lends its name to the district in which it's located, Jing'an District. It was first built in around 247 on a different site before moving to this location in the 1200s. It's been rebuilt a couple of times throughout its history, and its current, design, layout was commenced reconstruction in the 1880s. During the Cultural Revolution in the 1960s, it was converted into a plastic factory. Then in the 1980s, it became a temple again and commenced renovation. And this renovation lasted up until 2010, just a few years ago. And it also has to be one of the few Buddhist temples anywhere in the world with a metro station right underneath it. And probably the only Confucius temple in the world with a Tesla parked in it as well. They must be doing well off those donations. Square with this delightful traditional Chinese soundtrack. I promised you something special, so we're going to head to People's Park and check it out. So what's going on here, and why are there so many umbrellas? Well, the societal pressure on young people in China to get married is enormous. And the vast majority of that pressure comes from their families, parents and grandparents. And as with young people all around the world these days, young people in China are of course very focused on their careers. So maybe they think they don't have time for dating, or maybe their parents want to accelerate the process of finding a partner. The parents or grandparents will bring the information of their youngster here to the marriage market and try and matchmake, either make a pair or go searching for someone they think is worthy enough for their child. So these papers have information, vital statistics such as age, salary, whether they have a house, whether they have a car, so all the information needed for the parents to try and make a good match. Now whether any of these matches ever come to even a date or marriage, I have no idea. And with all this madness, it's no wonder that dating apps in China have also taken off. There's the Chinese version of Tinder, where I'm sure the youngsters would be a lot happier having the control to find a potential partner. We're pretty much done here, so it's time to head back to the metro, and next stop will be another one of Shanghai's famous sites. West Nanjing Road, one of the most famous shopping streets in Shanghai, filled with tourists, lots of shops, restaurants, touts selling fake bags and watches, but we're heading in this direction. Let's go. Now I know on this vlog series I try and take you to some of the more obscure, the less well-known parts of Shanghai, but no video series on Shanghai would be complete without coming here, because every vlogger that's ever come to Shanghai or will ever visit Shanghai comes here. This is of course the one and only Bund. Full of early 20th century architecture and beautiful buildings and lots of tourists. This is the Bund. So China, and especially Shanghai, is always a land of contrasts, especially between old and new. So on this side, where we have the old, over there on the other side of the Huangpu River is the famous Pudong skyline of Shanghai, the new. And yeah, being the postcard view of Shanghai, it does feel slightly cliche, but it doesn't matter how many times you come here, this view never gets boring, so it's well worth the visit. So line 2 runs under here, from this side to that side. The next stop is under the Pudong there at Lujiazui, so we'll jump on the metro and have a quick peek on the other side. So here we are in Lujiazui, the centre of the Pudong business district. Behind me is of course the Oriental Pearl Tower, pretty much the first building they built here in the early 90s when they transformed this from swampland to business district. And of course there's also this trio of tall towers behind me. The one in front, the first, is the Jinmao building, built in 1998, it was finished. The one behind it, the bottle opener, is the Shanghai World Financial Center, and yes, you can buy bottle openers shaped like that building from the gift shop at the top. The tallest one is 600 meters tall. It's the Shanghai Tower. It's the second tallest building in the world currently. There are taller buildings under construction in Shenzhen, I believe. So, and the view from the Shanghai Tower observation deck looks a little bit like this. It's packed with tourists here and time is starting to slip away, so we need to get moving if we're going to get to the end of the line by sunset. Shanghai Science and Technology Museum. The actual museum itself inside isn't that much chop, but the building outside is kind of cool. And they play a great futuristic office building in the film Code 46. That was quite good, recommend you check it out. But it's not just about the museum. This plaza, which seems to be the spot in Shanghai for all the skateboarders to come, has the metro station underneath and also a whole stack of shops selling all sorts of fake goods, the fake market. So let's go and have a quick look. And this sleeping bloke's name is Mr. Ren, or literally Mr. People, a man of the people. quite sure why, but in their wisdom, Shanghai Metro decided not to run trains all the way through from downtown area to Pudong Airport, which is the main airport in Shanghai. Rather, you have to change here at Guanglan Road from one side to the other and jump on a smaller train which continues out to the airport. But instead of jumping on this train, I'm going to poke my head above ground and actually see what's here. And to be honest, I'll be surprised if there's anything much more than tower blocks or residential estates, but we'll find out. So yeah, pretty much as expected. A little bit of wasteland, a little bit of tower blocks. There's an office building up there somewhere. Maybe there's a few other things around, but not a lot. But we've got an airport to get to, so it's time to get moving again. So here we are, Pudong Airport, Terminal 1. It's an airport, there's not much more to say really, other than we've finally made it. It's been a bit of a journey from one side of Shanghai to the very other side here at Pudong. Now I do have to admit, it hasn't been the most interesting of episodes. Having been to both ends before, it kind of made it a bit less exciting, but it's still been good. I've enjoyed it. Looking forward to the next episode. So that's pretty much it. There's not a lot to do here apart from head home. Stay tuned, there is about to be the Maglev mini episode. That's how I'm getting home, well at least halfway home, so stay tuned for that. And don't go far away, we'll soon have Line 3 where we're heading back into Shanghai's industrial north. So until then, bye for now.
We're now at the terminal station.